Sitting comfortably, seatbelt on, ready? Good. Then let's begin the tour.
Sitting comfortably,
Hey
seatbelt
everyone,
on, ready?
King Size
Good. Then
Customs
let's
here,
begin the
back
tour.
doing another truck and talk. Here's the funny thing. So I'm at a Kenworth dealer hauling used packaging with trailers that say Kenworth, but I'm driving a Peterbilt. Anybody else see the irony in that? These are two big competitors. So, I mean, it's just, that's kind of ironic right there, right? So, how we all doing? I know it's been a while since I had one of these sit down and talk videos with you. Let me fill you in on a couple of things. You guys probably know by now I work at Goodwill. It's a great organization to work for. I mean, I'm happy. It's not going to be a permanent job for me. I think. You know, I don't know. It's not what I wanted when I came out of college. It's not what I expected, but it's good. I mean, it's honest work. It keeps me out of trouble. I'm not sitting at home doing things I probably shouldn't do all day. It gets me out of the house, and I get paid. Now, don't get me wrong, this is kind of going to be the main focus of the video. I am a little jealous of my contemporaries. You know, I do see friends. They post up on their socials about how they love their job.
Turn right.
And they're working pretty high up there white collar jobs. I mean, I guess I don't know, would my job be considered blue collar, I guess? I'm not too sure. I mean, I don't go to work in a shirt and tie every day, which isn't the worst thing. I mean, back when I started, before I transferred working for Goodwill, I did wear a shirt and tie every
Keep
day,
right.
and it didn't bother me.
Then turn right.
What did is just one of the things was some of the attitudes and some of the
Turn
other stuff
right.
that I don't really want to go into in this job, or in this video. But yeah, so it's just, I'm in a better place now. But the thing that gets me is I see my friends, and they, you know, some of these people are friends, some of these people are just people I follow on social media who I haven't seen for years. And it's like, you know, I see what they're doing, and I am envious, really. But at the end of the day, I feel like I shouldn't be comparing my life to theirs, because they have different life experiences than I have. I've had different life experiences than they've had. Different sacrifices of people have been made on my behalf. And my life isn't their life. It's just, I wish I had some of the positive things in their life. See, what I keep running into is there's no real yardstick or measurement for how do I compare my life. There's no real measurement for that. I look at my friends, and it's like, you know, some of them are in better positions than I am, some of them are not. So, other things that have happened. The one video where I talked about that person getting married, yeah, their wedding happened. I still am awkward. I still follow them on social media. I look at what they're doing, and
Keep right.
you know, it stings a little bit, but hey, what can you do? You just let life go on. I mean, there's nothing I can say or do that would change that person's mind. And also, too, this was so long ago. It's like that Great Gatsby line, you know, you can never return home, or you can't change the past, I believe it is. I think I've spoken about this before, but, you know, life goes on. It's not something you can just say get over. It's something that, of course, yeah, you're going to live with for the rest of your life. There's going to be times that come up where it's like, this reminds me of that person, this reminds me of this, or this thing they said, or I mean, also too, being the psychologist in the room, being the psychologist. Not that I'm a psychologist or licensed or anything. I just took a bunch of classes in college and got a degree in psychology. Smells really do that too. Smells really will take you back to a certain time. It was weird. I was at work and we get candles a lot. People donate candles for some reason. And I smelled one that was supposed to be pumpkin spice flavored, and I swear, closed my eyes and I saw the orange and red leaves and the gray skies, and just, it took me back to fall, believe it or not. Maybe that's just, we're being brainwashed here by coffee companies to, whenever we smell pumpkin spice, we think of the fall, but
Keep right.
And also too, I had been told that I'm going to have no summer, which doesn't bother me. I've had what I like to call mini vacations. So on my certain days off, my mom would take her days off, and since I can't drive right now, she'd let me do things. It was whatever I wanted to do, which is nice.
Keep right.
I thank her for that. I'm happy that she wanted to spend time with me doing what I wanted to do. So, the other thing though is, it'd be nice if I could do these things for myself. But, again, there'll come a time. I mean, I'm sure if I had enough planning and forethought, saying, I want to go to this place at this time, and be able to get out of there at this time, and be able to be home at said time, it'd be different. That's more about planning and forethought, so. But, with all this negative being said in this video, I do have to say a couple of things about the positive. I'm happy. I'm healthy for the most part. Working at Goodwill, doing what I do, I've lost a little bit of weight. I've gained a little bit of muscle. It's really noticeable in my face, and my body has actually, I kind of morphed. I had to buy new jeans recently, which for me is funny. It was hilarious. My mom caught me one time. She's like, "Those jeans look ridiculous." I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "They're too baggy." I'm like, "Well, I guess my paycheck's going to go buy some clothes," which I had gotten a couple of paychecks before that, and I didn't blow my entire paycheck on clothes, which, really, can I say that? Blowing a paycheck on clothes? I mean, we all, or most of us, wear certain clothes certain days of the week. Like, I'm sure a lot of you business people, you white-collar professionals who work in an office, have to wear a shirt and tie or a dress. Oh, that's telling me that I'm speeding.
We wouldn't recommend speeding.
Beautiful views.
That
But no, most of the clothes that I wear for my job are clothes that I wear on my weekends and my days off. So, it's not really a waste of money at that point. But, yeah, about that, it was funny. So I go pick out jeans, and I go to grab a certain size, and I go to grab a 38. And my mom's like, "What size are you?" I'm like, "I believe 38. She's like, "Oh, these are 36. I'm like, "Let me try these real quick." So of course I go to the Walmart dressing room, and so I go to the Walmart dressing room, try on the 36s, and to my surprise, they fit. The other thing is, before that, I had noticed that I had to go up a notch on my belt, making my pants tighter, so that way they wouldn't fall down. Now, I like my jeans a little bit loose. I'm not a skinny jeans type of guy. I like my jeans to be loose.
And then exit right.
It was funny. And then the other thing is, my mom's like, "Well, if we go swimming,
right.
You can't wear your old bathing suit, so we might as well pick up another one." I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "Well, find one that you like." So of course, this is the first time this has ever happened to me in a while. I go straight to the rack, and I'm the low size on that size bathing suit. Usually I'm somewhere in the middle or on the high end of that bathing suit, but it was funny. They're like, "Nope, 36 to 48. I'm like, "Oh my goodness." Or it was just 36. I was like the last size, the first size on that bathing suit, which, you know, I'm happy, I'm excited. The other thing too is I work with some really good people now. Management is just a riot. They make me laugh almost every day, make them laugh almost every day. And one question I pose is, how many people are in a job where that's one of the things? Management laughs with them, they laugh with management. I mean, yeah, I still fantasize about being out on the open road and owning my own truck and just cruising all through the lower 48 states, even Canada and Mexico, possibly. But for now, it's not a goal that I can obtain right yet. And I hear that they're trying to get rid of semi-drivers, semi-trucks, you know, those automated self-driving trucks. But for now, just talking about me, right now, that's a job I cannot obtain. So, I mean, it's also, too, the other thing is my job gives me certain days off, and it's retail, so of course I do have to work most weekends. But what I'm really noticing is on those days off, I have a lot of time to myself where I can sit down, drive, record a video, get a shower, all that regular stuff. Where it's like, in college, yeah, I had weekends off, but by Sunday, I had to have everything ready. I had to have all my homework done, which it seemed like every once in a while, once in a month, it would be, I'm working straight through the weekend. I'll schedule some fun time, but I can't really do it how I used to. Being in high school where it was like, weekends are all mine! In college, it's like, weekend? Time off? Relaxation time? What's that? Now it's like, oh, I'm coming home from work.
And then
I take the bus home from work. It's like, oh yeah, you know what? I don't have anything to do for tomorrow. Because either A, I have the day off, or B, it's going to be the same day, and I can't take my work home with me. See, that was one of my biggest gripes, one of my biggest pains. I blew right through that stop sign. That was one of my biggest gripes, one of my biggest pains at work, at school was, you guys just don't get it. You know, you can go straight to work and leave your work at work. That's something I always wanted. Well, now I have that, and I'm pretty content with it. You know, I can't say that I'm dissatisfied with leaving my work at work. The other thing, too, is it's kind of like, those of you who know me know that I was in a radio class. And there were some times where I just enjoyed what I was doing, so I would bring my work home with me, start working on stuff at home. I'd lock myself in my room with my computer, start finding the music files that we needed, start working on shows, editing stuff. I enjoyed it so much. So, with here, it's like, there are things that I look at. I'm always checking the, what is it? Our punch clock service. I check that a lot. I try to see what's going on. You know, it's work that I feel good about doing, and I don't come home just wondering how am I going to make it through the next day. There were parts of other jobs, well, my previous job with the same company, Goodwill, where it was like, how am I going to make it through tomorrow? I mean, I kept in mind I'm just going to do the best that I can. Now I actually keep that in mind. I'm going to do the best that I can, and management's actually going to see that I'm doing the best I can. So, and the other thing too is, I work at a retail location for Goodwill, so every once in a while I have to go out to the store floor or interact with the public, and I think a lot of you guys understand. If not, don't worry, I'm going to explain it right about now. A lot of people treat me differently because of how I look. A lot of people think that I am mentally deficient. Because it's just in human nature. The first impressions are always what people remember. with me, I always have to do a little bit of work to change that first impression. It's funny to the point where I was talking about this with a coworker, and I'm like, you know me, you know who I am, you've been around me, that the way I look has changed. I've put an image in your mind of who I am, how I am, and that's kind of broken that he's not like us. He's not normal. That's broken out of your mind. Which, it stinks, but hey, that's just something I'm just gonna have to go through in life. And I'm starting to get back to, see, my mom and I have these conversations about how I was, or had this one massive conversation about how I was younger and things were different. I used to not really care what people thought of me. Now I got a little bit older and it's a little bit different, but again, I'm still trying to get back to where it's like, you know what, people are going to stare at me all my life. Really doesn't do anything for me. It's just they lose time staring at me, wondering what is my deal. So, and that's something I want to go back to, but every once in a while a customer brings, only in my mind, not in my actions or words, but brings out the worst in me. It's just, I am human, and it's just a fact of life. Every once in a while, somebody's going to bring out the worst in you. Just try to maintain it, keep it manageable, don't do anything you'll regret. That's the advice I have to give myself. I would give myself every day. Maintain, don't let it show. You want to be known for the person you want to be known for the right things, not the wrong. But that's where I'm at right now. I mean, there's not really a lot to tell. I mean, I like my job as much as I come home and complain about it, or as much as I've complained about it to other people. I still have to say it with caveat of, hey, I enjoy my job. I mean, I was watching an animated video about this guy's first job, where he worked at a local pizza restaurant and talked about how bad his coworkers were and how bad the customers were. So now, I'm like, hey, it was a better day than working at, and I say the name of the place, but anyway, trying to be as brief about that and as vague about that as I can, because it's a story for adults, sort of, and you guys I'm pretty sure you guys know I try to keep it family friendly here. So, I should look at my analytics and see what my viewership is like. Oh, and this is where we learn that Kevin is rusty. I mean, I used to play this game every day, to the point where shifting used to become second nature to me. Now it's getting a little difficult. The other thing too is I believe this truck is only a 13, not an 18 speed, so. But it's a beautiful drive. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm narrating it in postscript because I wouldn't be able to drive and narrate at the same time. There'd be all kinds of issues, all that. I also still have thought about going back to a script or notes. See, problem with that is, if I do notes or script, it really does sound forced. It really does sound like I'm reading. It would help me gather my thoughts, but I really think I should just sit down and think about what I want to say before I hop on the mic. Also, too, with any good podcast, you have at least 2 people hosting the show. This is just me by myself, so. Oh, here comes that steep decline. Oh, I didn't tell you guys what we were hauling. We're hauling empty packaging, so there's not a lot that can go wrong, and it's coming from the Kenworth dealer going to a FedEx depot. I'm not sure if I said or if you guys noticed it when I started, but it's I'm pulling tandem trailers, so I mean I get a little nervous, especially on some of these windy turns, but I think I do my job well enough in this part. I mean, there's also other hauls that I've had that were just really bad. I did my first super heavy Superior haul, and that I did that a little while ago, and that didn't go terribly well. The other thing too is the programming in here sometimes gets a little weird to the point where you'll have a car that you're following. I like to call it a lead car, and with that, it'll just stop in the middle. It'll just stop, and it won't move. There'll be no traffic on your left, nothing coming. So with that time, I just moved around the lead car and went on to the rest of my haul. The other thing, sorry guys, saw the words rest area and got tired. No, the other thing too is with this, I've been trying to get back into the habit of backing trailers in. Now it takes a little bit extra time, but I think that really helps me drive. Like that really, it makes it that much realistic, that much more realistic, that much more enjoyable. Here's where I get a little scared with the doubles. But other than that, and then here's another one. This is a really windy road coming up. Love that little lake on the side. I can see why Washington is a bit of a destination state for a lot of people to go and visit. I mean, even though this is just a digital representation of Washington, it still looks really pretty. I'm sure the real thing's a lot nicer. Oh yeah, not sure if you guys
Keep
have heard it,
left.
but I have the guys from what was called Top Gear and what is now known as the Grand Tour driving, helping me with navigation. They are the voice for my GPS. Now it is British, so they use meters, and they don't use miles, they use meters. And that's a mod. It's a pretty cool mod. It works most of the time. There are times where my GPS has led me askew. So let me ask you this, guys. Based off of this video, would you let me drive your car? Just curious.
left, and then turn left.
Now see, I make a driving error here.
Turn
I go
left.
a little bit beyond the light. To the point where I really can't see the light, so... And even there, I still can't see the light, even with this outside camera. See, I see that light and I figure, let's go! But then you see it's red, so... But I don't get a ticket for it. Oddly enough.
In 200 meters, turn right. Turn right. Turn left.
And this is the FedEx depot.
You have reached your destination. Well done, although frankly I did all the hard work.
Where should I place it? I can do anything. Sorry, I'm in a hurry now. I'd love to be able to do the I can do anything version, but that's going to be difficult. I also didn't realize till in post that people were honking at me too, so... Well, alright guys, this is where I leave you, so have a good one. Talk to you later.